welcome Archer Evo agents to our supplier webinar with Randy Raudt from Royal Caribbean. Hey Randy, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing excellent.
And a big hi to all my Archer and Evo family out there. We've got some great stuff to learn and talk about today, so I'm really excited. And I guess when you want to get started, Ryan, just let me know.
I'm ready to go here. We're going to remove Randy from the screen so that you guys get a full screen presentation.
Yeah, I'm a little too big. I would block all the good info.
All right, here we go.
And like that, I'm gone. I feel like I dream of Genie. Anyway, everybody, I'm talking to you today about the great exciting news about Los Angeles. We've got, I want to educate you all about all the ships that are sailing out of LA. And thanks to you and all of your great support, the Navigator has been so successful that we've decided to even add some other ships. So the Navigator sails year-round from LA. And it does 3-night Ensenada. It does 4-night that does Catalina and Ensenada. And we'll have other ships doing some Cabo, San Lucas, but we're also doing some 7 nights to Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, and Mazatlan. So there's some great opportunities there. And as you can see in the picture right there, that's the beautiful picture of Cabo San Lucas. And we'll move on to the next slide. Here's what I'm excited about. In fact, ovation. Let's give ourselves a standing ovation because we are now bringing a quantum class ship. And you're saying to me, what does quantum class mean? We name every class of ships by the first ship in that. For instance, the Voyager class ships, that's where the Navigator of the Seas is. Oasis class ships, there's 6 of them, but the Oasis was the first one. So for Quantum class, which is an entirely different type of ship that you've experienced at Royal, the first of those ships was called the Quantum of the Seas, so thus the Quantum class. So I'm excited to tell you that in the end of May of next year, that's right around the corner, it's open for sale, and there's some great deals out there with great group rates and great bookings. So we're going to be doing 3-night cruises to Ensenada, Mexico. We're doing 5-night cruises that are going to do one night in Cabo San Lucas. And then we'll also be doing some 6-night cruises that'll do an overnight in Cabo, as well as going to the port of Ensenada. And that ship, the Ovation, that will be there in LA from the beginning of May. The end of May of 2025 through October of 2026. And then you're saying, well, Randy, what's going to happen then? The beautiful Quantum of the Seas will come down and take its place. And that will stay there from October through the following April. So we're basically having a Quantum class ship year-round and now a Navigator ship year-round. And the Quantum, we've got some great itineraries on New Year's Eve. For New Year's, the Quantum will sail, and you can still get group space. December 30th, the Quantum sails from LA of 2025. New Year's Eve, December 31st, you're at sea all day and night to party, relax. And then on January 1st, our ship will pull into Cabo San Lucas, and it'll spend 2 nights in Cabo. And our tenders will run around the clock there. And they'll be, of course, in the late night hours, there'll be more staggered times, but they will be there. So you can really enjoy Cabo for 3 days and 2 nights. And then we leave Cabo, you have a nice relaxing day at sea, and you're back to Los Angeles. Super for New Year's. what you would spend one night out on the town for New Year's, you could probably purchase a cruise and have a beautiful 6-night holiday, including Cabo San Lucas. All right, let's move on. So here's a little bit of what the Quantum and the Ovation will look like. And we'll move on to the next slide, unless that's a video. Was that a video, Ryan?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Well, the different onboard activities the Quantum class has. We've got the North Star. And the North Star, if you look in that picture, it looks like a giant bubble or a teardrop. It lifts you 300 feet above the ship and over the ocean. It can handle 13 people standing up in there, looking out with spacious views. We have something called the Seaplex. And I love this. And oh, by the way, everybody, the Quantum class ships are the ships that we sail in Alaska in the summers. All right, so next year we'll have the Anthem and the Quantum sailing in Alaska. And why I'm bringing that up is because these ships, I call them weatherproof. The Quantum's got an indoor swimming pool, and you know everybody about Alaska. The most predictable thing about Alaska is the unpredictability of the weather. So this makes this for a great ship. We have something called the Seaplex with bumper cars. And unlike other ships that have like the electronic cars or whatever on deck, regardless of the weather, we have bumper cars that you can use. They're complimentary and free of charge. You could go in and enjoy that in the Seaplex. We also have full court basketball in there. And we even do a trapeze circus at sea type of school. As you can see, we have a beautiful solarium. That's in addition to one of our other pools. And this is an enclosed area with tiny pools, and it's adults only. People have been asking, and it's 18 years and older, and they are checked before they get into the solarium, and if they should sneak in, the security asks them to leave. So it is a pure adults only area. We've got our iFly, Ripcord by iFly. As you can see in the picture down there, we've got our favorite, which is our surfing, which is our simulated surfing called the Flow Rider. But behind it, look at that tube. That's called Ripcord by iFly, and that's complimentary, and you could go up there and have simulated skydiving. In the Seaplex area, we also could convert it in the evenings into laser tag and roller skating. So you name it, we have got it for you there. There's beautiful areas on the ship as well, called the Esplanda area, and of course our beautiful spa area. And we're moving on to some more great activities on board. I told you about the trapeze school. I told you about the beautiful kids arcade area. We have the H2O zone, which is a water zone just for the kids to play in. A beautiful teen center. We have our Adventure Ocean program goes from really 6 months up, but from ages 3 to 17, and the teens themselves have their own area that they come in and out of. You've got the main pool, you've got beautiful whirlpools, great fitness center, and of course, what's a Royal Caribbean ship without rock climbing? We've innovated a lot of these things. And as I said to you the other day, remember 3 words about Royal Caribbean. Innovate, not imitate. We are innovators. We're the ones who brought you the first miniature golf course at sea, the first ice skating rink, the indoor promenades with cabins. So we love to innovate because for you and all your customers, this is what they want, this is what they expect, and it makes for very happy returns. Okay, we'll go on. There's another picture of the Seaplex area. That's when they're roller skating. Oh, by the way, the Seaplex also converts to pickleball courts as well. Okay, Brian? We have a lounge on the Quantum class ships that's unique to only the Quantum class ships. It's called the 270 Lounge. As you can see on the left there, the windows, it's a 270-degree windows, 3 decks high of windows and glass. So look at it by day, but look at it at nighttime. All those windows come down with screens and they have great scenery and computers. The Quantum class is the most technologically advanced class of ships that Royal has going when it comes to all the beautiful scenery and the shows that happen in the 270 Lounge. Okay? Some of the great shows we have on the ships. We even have on the Quantum the Broadway musical We Will Rock You by Queen. So these are all the great shows. And again, look at the electronics, the technology that we use on these shows. Phenomenal. And I guess that's why Royal keeps winning year after year best entertainment in the cruise industry. The readers of Travel Weekly, which are all the travel agents, have voted us that year after year, and we are so humbled and honored to accept that award. All right? Well, you've got other great things for lifestyle, nightlife and lounges. You know, the North Star, as I told you about. There's a bar right below the North Star bar. You can even bring drinks with you into the North Star. We have an English pub, great for like bar bites and just a fun English pub with so many different beers on draft and things like that. Our nightclub experience, we have a great nightclub. We have Vintages, which is a wine bar, and you could get small bites there, but it's beautiful. The Schooner Bar is a favorite on all the Royal Caribbean ships. It's our piano bar. It smells from real teak. And I've been with Royal 28 years, and for so many years I was like, how does that smell still stay there? I didn't realize that every few weeks we have staff coming on and rubbing down all the ropes with all the teak oil. So it's just an amazing thing. And Boleros is our Latin salsa bar on board with a whole Latin flair and great music. We've got the pool bar and, of course, the wonderful other lounges for you all to enjoy on there. And let's move on to the music hall. Is a 2-level hall where we have all kinds of great cover bands performing, live music, live dancing, and it's 2 levels up. We also have the casino, and we have the Bionic Bar. And the Bionic Bar is a bar that's got 2 different robots there that make your drinks for you. It's very unique to watch and kind of fun. All kinds of great complimentary dining on the ship. We've got the Windjammer, of course. We've got the main dining room. You've got Sorrento's for pizza. The Cafe 270, which has phenomenal sandwiches. We even have up at the Seaplex area, we have the Hot Dog House, which I love. It looks like a little food truck up there with all kinds of great dogs. And then, of course, the Cafe Promenade. Coastal Kitchen is a restaurant that if you choose to purchase a grand suite or above with us, you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the Coastal Kitchen. And if you're in a junior suite, you could go to dinner in there by reservation only. But it's a wonderful restaurant exclusively for our suite passengers. Many specialty dining restaurants on the ship, and they're always fun. We have something called the Chef's Table, and the Chef's Table has up to 14 people, and it's about an 8-course accompanied by wine, and you have the sommelier and the chef going over each course by course with you. You've got the Izumi, which is our Asian restaurant. You've got the beautiful Chops Grill on there as well. Wonderland, it's like going back in time with Alice in Wonderland. Wonderful restaurants. And then, of course, we have a great Jamie's, which is an Italian restaurant on board there too. Look at some of these accommodations. I'm really excited to show you some of these. These ships are unique because we have some nice studio rooms on there. And studio rooms are for one person. As you can see, it's not a queen size bed, it's a full size bed. But here's something interesting to know. You may have a single parent with a child or whatever, maybe a young honeymoon couple that is on a budget. We could sell them the studio. The first person pays the flat rate for the studio, and the second person would only pay what the going third or fourth passenger rate is on that ship. So it's a great deal. We have studios not just in interior, we have them in ocean view. We even have balcony studios that have a 55 square foot balcony. You can see a picture of the ocean view window, ocean view cabin there. Ocean view balcony. And we have all kinds of great cabins, accessible. We have won many awards for accessibility. And I assure you, our accessible cabins come in all categories. Years ago, if you needed an accessible, decades ago, you would only have accessibility in the big suites because they were big. Not anymore. In interior, ocean, whatever, they're big enough to hold the scooter in there. And as you know, many of you know, when I'm on the ship, I utilize the scooter, and these accessible cabins are a dream come true. Then, of course, we get up to the beautiful suites. You've got your junior suites. You've got grand suites there that are big and huge with big balconies. The owner suites. We have 2-level loft suites on there as well. And as you can see by the balconies, they're almost double the size. And there's lofts that are 2 levels of the loft. Living room with maybe a bedroom, and upstairs there's another bedroom on 2 different decks there.
With the lofts, do they have 2 balconies or do they just have 1?
They have, great question. They have the one giant balcony on the lower level because the upper level is floor to ceiling glass.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Great question. Now let's talk about the Navigator a little bit. One of my favorite ships. It's been here and you all have made it a huge success. So let's take a look at that ship. Navigator is a Voyager class ship. So as you can see, we've got the flow rider, we've got incredible water slides, full court basketball. Royal ships are known for having full court basketball, which can convert to pickleball and some other things that you may need. We have got wonderful water slides on there. We've got a beautiful lime and coconut, which is our new pool bar area. Sorrento's is a great pizzeria area. And then we have something that I love that we're starting to put on all of our ships, and it's called Playmakers. It's an actual sports bar with over 20 TVs on Navigator with sporting events from all over. When you get to Icon, there's over 60 TVs on there on the Icon. So there's plenty of places for you to enjoy, and the Playmakers is a great fun area to do that. We even have a little tiki bar on there as well. And of course, we've got wonderful areas for conference rooms and all kinds of areas for live music and cafe promenade as well. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, I've been on this ship several times, Randy, and it's because it sails right out of Los Angeles here, and it's an amazing ship. And you talk about the Playmakers there. While the adults are in there watching sports, I was actually out front on the promenade playing with kids foosball because they have a bunch of foosball tables out.
Oh, and they have skee ball, everybody. One of my favorite things as a kid. Yes.
It's a lot of fun. There's something for everybody on this ship.
It's tremendous. And of course, a gorgeous promenade there. These are some of our new water slides. They go out over the ocean, as you can see on the riptide, and then it becomes clear plastic. So as you're going through the slide, all of a sudden you look out and you'll see yourself riding over the ocean. All of these are all complimentary as well. See the value you get when you go on a Royal Caribbean cruise with the entertainment and everything that we offer, all complimentary to you. It's our beautiful pool deck that we've just reimagined and redone. You can see we have in-water lounges there. We have little casitas that you could rent up top there that become yours for the whole day. And you've got a beautiful bar there. And the suites even have their own private sun deck area at the pool area.
Is it something new on this ship? Is the jacuzzis on the upper level?
On Navigator, we've added them when we brought the ship here to LA, but the jacuzzis have been there now.
Oh.
And they're over there also. We have a lot of jacuzzis on all of our ships. People love them, so we've got them for y'all. Those are those in-water lounges, and that's the Lime and Coconut, which is our new pool bar that we have on many, many of our ships. We talked about Adventure Ocean earlier. There's just a little view of it. It's broken into age groups, and there's different rooms for the different ages there. The living room is the teen area. They've got billiards, there's computers, there's all kinds of games. And for the teens, they don't have to sign in or out. They could come and go, but nobody 18 or over is allowed back there, not even the parents. Only our staff is allowed there. And just so you know, to be an Adventure Ocean staff member, you've got to hold a 4-year bachelor's degree in a child-related field with 3 to 5 years experience of dealing with kids in a group atmosphere. So we really have great things going on there. Also, Royal, I am really proud to say that Royal is one of the only lines that has second level certification for autism. So we have trained youth staff on all of our ships that have been trained and gone through the whole autism program, and we have great things for the children with autism, low level lighting in theaters. We get them on immediate boarding, special dietary needs, whatever they may need, we have for them. And that's the back deck. That's the teens actually have their own back deck lounge area. Again, nobody 18 or over is even allowed back there. I know sometimes there's a 17-year-old and they have an older brother or sister, but we have the most secure and safe areas for everybody. And it's a beautiful area. Hooked is one of our new restaurants on the ship. It's a seafood restaurant. It's a specialty restaurant. And we have Jamie's Italian restaurant on the Navigator now. And we've also added a full Starbucks. So the Hooked is open for lunch and dinner. All kinds of great things, lobster roll, clam chowder, you name it, they've got it all. And Jamie's is from the chef, Jamie Oliver. And we have a full Italian restaurant on our ship. This is fun. This is new. It's called the Bamboo Room. This is a tiki bar that's right on the main promenade level, and it has handcrafted cocktails. You go in and you feel like you're in the South Pacific somewhere, and all kinds of light bites if you want, and some great handcrafted cocktails. And then there's a picture of Playmakers. I want people to notice something in that picture. Look above the word Playmakers. You see like a glass bow window? Those are our promenade cabins. We have 3 decks of those cabins that overlook the interior of the ship. So they're not inside cabins and they're not ocean view, but they're promenade cabins with great views, bulletproof glass, meaning it's soundproof glass. I shouldn't say bulletproof, but it's that thick. So it's soundproof glass, and it's a great cabin. And there's a big window seat right in front of the window. So it's wonderful. Just at nighttime, though, when you have your lights on in your cabin, you may want to pull the drapes because you can look right across to the other side to those cabins. So, if you're an exhibitionist, these are the cabins for you, I take it. Anyway, let's move on. This is on the main promenade. We actually had a lot of requests for something like this, so it's called To Drive For. It's a blowout bar for hair blowouts and things like that. Right there in the middle, you can just pop in, pop out, and have somebody give you a blow dry. And there's the casino. All of our ships have beautiful casinos on board, and we are starting to now have non-smoking casinos in addition to smoking casinos on our ships. Well, of course, LA. Now, everybody, not all of you from LA, so why not think about doing one of our 3-night cruises that leaves the middle of the week, get back in on a Thursday or a Friday, and then enjoy the weekend seeing Hollywood, the movie studios, Universal, Disney, or even go up to Santa Barbara and go up into the wine region. So make our cruises work for you and your clients by putting together a combo. You become unique then in your area. So combine a land and a cruise, and of course, with Archer and Travel Leaders Network, you have a million different partners to help partner with to make a cruise become a beautiful vacation package. All right? Another great port of call we go to is Catalina Island. It's 26 miles from the mainland, and it's a beautiful island. That's the harbor of Catalina. People live there year-round. It's part of California, and just beautiful. As you can see all the buffalo down there. There's a story about that. They came over in the early 1930s, 40s. They brought a few over to film a movie there, and when the movie was done, they left them there, and they left them there to grow as a herd and procreate, and that's what they did. So there's a whole area on the island that's a private reserve just for all the great buffalo. You've got zip lining there, you've got pretty beaches, and very few cars on the island. You can rent a golf cart for the day and just have a blast running around the island. Ensenada is a favorite port in Mexico. Great cuisine, unbelievable beaches. There's even a winery there that you could go to for a whole day excursion and enjoy the wine there, and great hiking trails. That's in Ensenada. Cabo San Lucas, one of the great resorts, especially for the West Coast people. They run there for weekends. So now, save your trouble, the time, and the worrying about having a passport, because if you sail round trip from a U.S. port in and out of the same U.S. port, you only need your driver's license and a certified birth certificate. It's got to be the original. No copies are allowed. But again, you get to go enjoy all the wonders of Cabo. And with our ships now having multiple days there, you could do beaching, you could go deep sea fishing, snorkeling, whatever you want to do, it's there at your fingertips. So we're helping create a beautiful vacation, and you start your vacation the minute you board the ship. You don't have to fly somewhere. You don't have to drive 4.5 hours from Southern Cal to Vegas. You start it right when you board. Mazatlan, another beautiful port known for its shrimp. They have great cliff divers there and beautiful beaches. I've spent many a day enjoying Mazatlan. And then one of the most popular ports, or I should say vacation destinations on the Pacific side of Mexico, is definitely Puerto Vallarta. They've got great beaches, all kinds of artifacts and ancient art areas, all the artists and local shopping, But you could go horseback riding, you could go zip lining, you could do all these great tours up into the mountains. I mean, imagine a place where you've got the beach surrounded by these beautiful mountains for everything. So it's a wonderful, wonderful port of call for you guys to try. And I thank you on that. But before we end up leaving, I want to talk to you about, and Jose will be talking to you later about it. We've just started to reveal all the new features that will be on the Star of the Seas. And that is our brand new Icon ship that comes out next August out of Port Canaveral. It'll be doing 7-night Eastern and 7-night Western Caribbean. So I want you all to think about it. It's open for sale right now. It's the sister to the Icon, which, as you know, sails 7 days out of Miami, doing Eastern and Western Caribbean as well. We've got a lot going on at Royal right now. A lot of new ships are in the future to be built. We're building another Oasis after we just successfully launched our Utopia of the Seas. Everybody, Utopia does 3 and 4 night cruises out of Port Canaveral, which is right next to Orlando. Again, remember my motto: book your 3-night or 4-night, add it on with a land stay, and make it a beautiful vacation package that nobody else can touch because you're offering it. Another area to do that in is New Jersey. Out of Cape Liberty, New Jersey, we have 5-night cruises that go to Bermuda. Why don't you put them on a cruise to Bermuda? And Bayonne, New Jersey, Cape Liberty area is just right over the bridge from New York City. So why don't you do a 5-night cruise, and with one of your travel leader partners, do the land portion and do 4 nights in beautiful New York City, go to the theater. Next thing you know, you have a beautiful 9-night packages. So they're all there for you to enjoy, and get your group bookings in and start doing all of that right now. Alrighty. Is there any questions, Ryan?
I don't see any questions. Everyone is just at awe of how beautiful the Royal Caribbean line is. There's actually a lot of people in the chat that are either on a cruise or have a cruise booked for themselves.
Wow.
In the near future.
Well, great.
Yeah.
Well, if you're on a cruise, then go right down to our next cruise desk and put down a deposit for, you can either book a specific cruise for the future and get a hefty onboard credit, or you could book something called book now, decide later, and go down there and you'll still get reduced deposits and wonderful other aspects. And I would be remiss if I didn't say before I leave, if those of you who have that taste of luxury, don't forget our sister brand, Silver Sea Cruises. Very deluxe, all suites. All suites come with butlers. Everything is inclusive on board there. And you can't beat it. They sail all over the world. Those ships go from 100 passengers up to 500. We have a whole division of Silver Sea called Expedition. And we've got Antarctica cruises, Arctic cruises, with great lecturers on board. And imagine coming back to a beautiful suite with a butler. The Galapagos cruises, we do the Kimberly Islands, we go to Greenland, you name it, we've got it. And then we have all of our classic, beautiful ships that sail all over the world, every continent, South America. We even do world cruises every year. So if you're thinking luxury, think Silver Sea. And for my Evo Archer partners, you know where to find me for any questions you have.
Yes, if you go to the Travel Cafe to our suppliers page to Royal Caribbean, you can find the contact information for people to assist you with whatever you need. So if anyone has any further questions, here's one real quick that popped up.
Yeah.
This is from Shintoya. I'm still going through my training. Is there an air included package?
You can always get air through our air to sea department. So yes, And if you're going through the training on Royal Caribbean University, there's a whole section on air to sea, and it can show you how to book your air. We've got great rates on our air because we have good contract rates, so you can add the air in with the cruise. Thank you for that question.
We have another one. Latasha Skipper would like to know about ship inspections. How I'm assuming she wants to know how do you book and
We will be doing some ship tours. In fact, I'll be doing some ship tours this fall out of LA on the Navigator, and as different ships come in. But depending on where you live, you can always drop us a call, a note, and let us know, because my colleagues are doing ship inspections all over the country at all the different ports. So we can always try to see about getting you on for a one-day ship tour.
yeah, I've myself have actually gone on a ship inspection, the Navigator of the Seas, hosted by Randy here, and it was awesome. He is so knowledgeable about the ship as we're going through. As I said earlier, I've been on that ship several times, and Randy still pointed out things about the ship that I didn't know.
And when the Quantum comes, or I should say the Ovation's coming first in June of 2025, we'll be doing many, many ship tours for people on those ships. We also have ship tours in Seattle, but that season's ending now, but all over the place. So just let us know where you're located, and we can see what ship tours are available in those areas.
Awesome, thank you. Here's a quick one that popped up. So, from your expertise, this agent says what's the best idea to celebrate a Sweet 16 on Utopia of the Sea? Maybe she's referring to sailing time, or can Royal accommodate special requests for parties like that?
We do all the time. We actually have a huge market out of South Florida for quinceañera groups, and they range from 200 to 400 people. But we do Sweet 16s. When you block a group on the ship, then you would just go to, you would send an email to it's called Utopia Events with an S at rccl.com, and you can tell them all the needs that you have, and they will help try to find you venues, give you menus and costs for specific parties or anything you like on that. Now remember, with a Sweet 16 party, and this goes for any parties that have a lot of children, there must be one person in each cabin of 21 years or older, or else if they're under 21, they have to be in a cabin right next to their parents or right across from their parents.
All right. We've been waiting. There's a woman in the chat who's saying she's had a question. We were giving her a few moments to get that question into the chat. But if not, you can find Randy's contact information in our suppliers tab in the Travel Cafe, and you can email him directly, and I'm sure he'd be more than happy to assist you with whatever your question or issue is. Other than that, Randy, thank you very much. Archer Travel is always grateful for you to grace us with your presence. And
my pleasure.
You're always a wealth of information, and your presentations are just wonderful. The viewers always love it, and you just come with such great stuff. So we just like to thank you again before we get out of here.
Thank you. And I want to tell everyone, have a royal day, and bye for now. Ciao for now.